Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 24, and we are officially 1/3 through the challenge, and hopefully you have booked your second scan, because it's starting on Wednesday, and we're either running it on Wednesday or Saturday. So this is our second check-in, and just a reminder, I've had a couple people just ask, why the 4 weeks? Why not have a sooner check-in, since this is the longest period between scans? And I think I mentioned this in a video before. It's really just because the first week or two, it's kind of like just figuring things out. So I really want to give you a chance to come in for your second scan and see some good improvement. If we do that too soon, you may not see quite the same change. Okay, you are going to make more progress as the challenge goes on. A lot of people think that as the challenge goes on, you're going to plateau, but really the plateau is just not going to happen in 70 days. It's a relatively short period of time. But what will happen is you will become more proficient with your training. You're going to learn how to train better, more effectively. You're also learning how to eat, okay? And for lack of better description, okay, you're getting closer to where I want you to be. And those two together are going to make a huge difference, all right? So second scan coming up this week, and then of course we're gonna have your next one 3 weeks later, and then your final one 3 weeks later. So those are gonna come up pretty fast. All right, going right to your feedback here so I can try to stay on top of it. Somebody wrote in, improving recovery because this can always improve. Supplements should help. Currently getting lots of sleep and sufficient protein. So a couple things I just want to say here. I have mentioned this before. It's not just about the hours of sleep, but it is the quality of sleep. So we want to always make sure that our quality of sleep is high. Now, how do we know this? Well, we don't really know unless we really have some sort of tracking device. Like, I think there's a ring called, I think it's called an Oura ring, or the Garmin. There's a Garmin watch you can buy that has a great feature, a sleep feature with it. Apple Watch does a little bit, but it's not really that great. But really what I want to say here is, again, it is the quality. And this is one reason why I ask you guys not to drink. Even just a little bit of alcohol will interrupt your sleep cycles. You will not get a deep rest if you have alcohol in your system. You just won't. It's just the way it is. And I'm not talking about having a small effect. I'm talking about having a massive effect. So if you are drinking regularly, you're going to find yourself more and more tired. And my experience with clients that drink, they tend to get injured more often. This is just what I tend to see. With clients that drink on a regular basis, usually if somebody comes to class and they end up pulling something, I'll always ask them, did you drink the night before? Have you been drinking? And yeah, you might say, well, a lot of your clients probably drink, and that's true. But honestly, with injuries, typically it's always around a time of drinking. And the other reason too is it's going to dehydrate you, so that's going to make you more injury prone. But I believe that it's more likely related to quality of sleep. Sufficient protein, remember sufficient protein, yeah, that's great. But remember, we need sufficient protein and calories, ultimately, to have the best recovery. If we don't have enough calories, then we're going to chew through protein. Okay, timing cardio workouts for fat loss, if that really exists, or would it make a significant difference? I previously overheard over the years that you may burn more fat if you do cardio first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, or doing cardio right after lifting weights. All right, this is something that's very common in the competitive physique arena, competitive bodybuilding, competitive figure like Martina's currently doing. And I don't think there's any data, to my knowledge, there's no data to actually show this. However, I do believe, for what it's worth, I do believe that there is going to be a slight advantage to it. A massive advantage? No. A massive change that you'll see? No. A small change? I do believe there will be a small change if you do your cardio post workout or first thing in the morning. And the reasons for this are typically lower, theoretically speaking. First thing in the morning or after your training, your insulin levels are going to be lower, your blood glucose levels are going to be lower, and it's more likely that you're going to tap into burning fat. And this may not be true, okay? I'm telling you right up because there's no data to suggest this. So this is just really more of a belief on my end. So, but regardless, if you choose to do it at those times, it's not going to be detrimental, okay? And first thing in the morning is a great time to do it because you will be the most motivated first thing in the morning. I guarantee you, all right? Okay, message of the day. You may not want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Identify what needs to be done and take action. Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Ultimately, it is up to us. If you want to solve your problems, take as much responsibility as you can for whatever situation you're in, and you're more likely to solve it. It's just the way it is, okay? The more you believe you are in control, the more you're actually going to be in control, okay? With most things, I would say with almost everything, all right? Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Identify what needs to be done and take action. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.